Continuing on with Gamesmaster magazine from August of 1999. We're now on the arcade drama. Must excuse me, I need to cough. Found the pause button. Right, so what we've got here is the future games to feed your brain. I don't think that's the intention of computer games. Namcom spin us some for some T3 action to lap up as Tekken Warrior gets to the TWOS and form an ordinary line into twos. Why have I just said TWS? It's been a long day, people. Bear with me. It's out in July. The board is System 12. Home conversions very lightly, special feature switching button. Developer Namco, publisher Namco, players 1 to 2, characters 34. Graphically, the game isn't as much advanced beyond the familiar size of Tekken 3. It's purely a new play mode spin-off, though some new features are on board. Tekken 3 masters will instantly settle into some tag tournament action. Those skilled with a range of different fighters will now be able to show off their skills proper. Ooh, Tekken. Before you get all hot and bothered, this isn't Tekken 4. It's the sort of the spin-off, the Joni loves Chinchi to Tekken 3's Happy Days. Taking inspiration from Capcom X-Men vs Street Fighter tag system, you get to choose 2 fighters for each bout. You can then switch between each fighter at any time during the fight by simply hitting a specified designated button. Cool, but to be really fly, hitting a special combination of buttons will send your opponent into the arms of your teammates, leaving them exposed for a firm shoeing. The bout will end when only one of the team's power bar is depleted. Consequently, the fighters will have to be swapped effectively and efficiently to make most of the 2 power bars. This is the only significant addition for the Tekken gameplay, as only a few new moves are here. You get to choose from 20 characters selected from the Tekken trilogy, with a further 14 being unlocked. At the time goes, there should be some familiar faces return, such as Ganrui and Armor King. This will provide some mammoth matchups in a opulent twist. Jin can take his mother Jun Kazumi, likewise with Julia and Michelle, and what should be a kickfest. Harrowing with a test his size 9s against his master Beak Wachang. There could be also some unlikely teammates. Henshi and Jin will have to put aside their differences, or perhaps Henshi may just refuse to come on, preferring to watch his ground kid take a good pasting instead. The stages are basically the same as Tekken 3, but have been slightly redesigned. Some have been programmed to set up at a different part of the day for prep things up a bit. For fans of the games, this should breathe new life into the old cabinet and stop the craving for Tekken 4 for a bit. Namcom are using System 12 board for the last time, as they have published it to the limits with TTT. Consequently, they are saving the delights of a 4th installment so that you can exploit the far more powerful board, a PlayStation 2 board, for instance. So far, there have been no announcements about whether we'll ever see TT on a present console, but as essentially an expanded Tekken 3 and a PlayStation conversion is a must, isn't it? So yeah, so it's basically like anything to do with 90s beat-em-ups. Sadly, 90s beat-em-ups there was only one real winner, which is Super Smash Bros., which is ironic because Tekken was basically everybody played Tekken back in the day. Did I play Tekken? Yes, I certainly did. Rather than just hitting the switch button, try this. Yoshi sends the ponytailed Oddie beak skywards, spins them in thin, leaving Jin catch him sweetly on a downstroke. Sheer poetry. Tag tournament allows you to fight opponents from different Tekkens. There are now 2 power bars to watch per player. Weird, huh? Clever use of the switch buttons allows you to extend your finger fighters' lifespans, I should say. Let's see what we've got here. 4 is a bigger crowd. Once you've made your choices, this is how the teams line up. They face off screen reveals some of the most unlikely double acts you've ever seen in video game. Okay? It's a human versus beast as Jin and a smiling Zaipi, I can't even pronounce that, prepares for take on the pair of kings. It looks cool, but graphically the game isn't really advanced over Tekken 2. Nice background though. So basically they've just used the same programming and game engine as Tekken 3. Let's see what we've got here. We've got Ferrari 335 Challenge. Out next number, next number, X summer, I should say. Board, Naomi, home conversions, DC possibly, special features, aerodynamic seat, developer, Sega, publisher, Sega, players 1 to 8. And this is obviously some sort of Gran Turismo Sega Rally clone. News of the latest masterpiece from Gran Garjusi Zuki. Sega goes large with the Monster Cabinet reshuffle. The quest for the ultimate driving simulating continues, and the latest contender from Japan is going further than any racing sim ever. F355 Challenge has unrivaled attention to detail, not only in the surroundings but the handling of the cars, thanks to the input from the boys at Ferrari. This is no Besh at Dayton style, but a complete simulation experience. You're sitting in a closed, isolated box to complete focus on the task ahead. The seats, however, could be a distraction as it grooves and grinds in a similar way to the Scud Racer cabinet. Several Naomi boards have been used to power the surrounding monitors so that you can see any challenges are coming from the side and hear them breathing down your neck with surround sound. There's a total of 5 circuits to choose from, all with 3D spectators from the flat mapping of some other arcade experiences, and a special attention has been given to the various tech track textures to make this stand out from many other cabinet runner burnouts. Up to 8 other cars are in the one race at one time. While this can't compare with Dayton 40's vehicle mayhem, it emphasizes not only scrabbling past your opponents but optimizing your own performance. There are 3 different modes of driving. First off, the novice mode has a unique assist functions panel icon representing stability control, traction control, anti-lock brake system, and the intelligent brake system light up. The computer guides you around the course. This level leaves you to concentrate all your efforts onto steering. In an intermediate mode, you lose the IBS and the panel, and it's completely absent once in expert mode. Even the driving lessons continue with training mode, where the red lines mark out the correct racing line, on which a voice above will continuously give you handling advice, some sort of like backseat Obi-Wan Kenobi. At the end of each session, you'll receive an analysis point out with details of your race line, sped and gear changes. Using this, you can chart your improvements and have some. I'll show you in a mine if you show me yours action with pals. Quite simply stunning. Yeah, it's basically Gran Turismo or Sega Rally, but more realistic. Feel the quality. If you thought Gran Turismo was photorealistic, have a look at these shots. It just goes to show that until the next generation console comes around, the arcade is the place to be for awe-inspiring graphics. Sadly, you don't see many arcades these days, which is a shame. I mean, why would anybody want to leave the comfort of their own home to go into an arcade to give £2 to play a game for 3 minutes when they can actually sit in their own home, play against their friends online, and have a better time? Yeah. Wraparound. Sega's used several Naomi boards to provide 3 screens which enable you to see all around the track, so you cannot spot anyone sneaking past on the inside, and then the awesome surround sound lets you know what's behind you too. That's actually quite a graphical achievement to have basically 3 screens. I think I played this, I'm not sure, I can't remember. I have a sneaky peek through your side windows to watch your car overtaking slip by. Pretty cool, her. Each of the screens have an entire Naomi board to itself, the result the most realistic driving game ever in 1999. The cockpit controls are overlaid as an unabrasive head-up display for the real Ferrari obsessiveness to watch. The screen gives you a wraparound view of the action. The side views aren't much use whilst driving, but they make the whole experience far more realistic, especially when teamed up with graphics. The cabinet is completely closed to your total, dedicated from the arcade hub around you. Nice one. Cool. Nuts and bolts. The game has prided itself on going for the intrinsic detail, even on the intro. A team of top Ferrari mechanics tinker with your machine so you can get top performances. A stunningly rendered hand reaches in and gawkily tweaks your nuts. Ahem. See the virtual mechanics tinker with your power plant for optimum oof. Once your motor is running smoothly, your car is made road ready. Ever wanted to drive a Ferrari? Well, this is just like the real thing. Well, actually, it's not. So basically, some YouTubers that I've come across are into like flight simulations and obviously car simulations. They've probably got a similar setup to actually this game. But apart from that, I've covered the arcade part, which is at the moment, presently, my favourite part. Yes, I like Tekken. Big fan of Tekken 3. I played it on the demo disc quite often because I was a bit of a skingy person back then. But apart from that, yep, that's all me done and dusted for another episode. I think, yeah, we'll quickly just do this because it's essentially just advertisement. Can't remember his name, but he used to be the manager. So it's a Premier Manager 64. It's the N64 first football management game, and we've got the only review on the final version. Find out what it's like in N64/31. Copies of the game and tickets to see England play Luxembourg, plus Perfect Dark, 30 screenshots you've never seen before, plus stacks more of info on the world's most anticipated game. What would you dare to miss out? Oh, yes, so it has got Amorous on the N64, Jet Force Gemini, South Park Rally, Donkey Kong 64, N64 Magazine issue 31 in the shops now, and loads more. Plus, Planet Game Boy, the world's only dedicated Game Boy magazine, free with every issue. Make sure you get the best N64 info every month. Call 01458 271124 and subscribe. Standard subscription, 12 issues, rates UK direct debit, £24 UK check card, £29 Europe, including IRA, £37 rest of the world, £47, which is quite cheap because it's more like £10 now for a magazine. And we've got, there you go, Gamesmaster Tips, the essential selection for games, FAQ, unleash the secrets of Silent Hill, Secret Service, go undercover with our Tips Bible, Consultation Zone, we'll get stuck, we'll ask you, you'll ask us, we'll tell you how it really is that easy. How shall we help the wrenchers this month, boss? Take the scum to the Silent Hill, then abandon them to our Final Fantasy way. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the original Gamesmaster. What was his name now? Was it Patrick something? I know he died. Basically, the guy who used to present Gamesmaster, Dominic Diamond, he actually only met the guy once. And that's all I'm prepared to say, because I don't want to be libelled. Visit the Strategy Planet and uncover the secrets of Final Fantasy VIII Masterclass. Tips for the very, very best of the best. Tips Express, help for all your cards and snacks. Don't forget your free tips book next month. And that was on page 52. So, we've done the arcade section. Much obliged for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.